do is we have the hip, drop, then step forward, step in place, step back and push, boom, and then we'll push your okole, which is Hawaiian for butt. Push your butt back, or Japanese, oshiri, back, and then you're gonna come forward. This leg is still free, and then we do the hip push, and then we do the hip, drop, forward, step, back, push the okole back, come up, and then hip, push. Okay, so let's do it again with my wonderful timing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hip, drop, release. Hip, drop, release. Forward, in place. Back, return. Hip, push. Hip, drop, release. Hip, drop, release. Step forward, in place. Back, return. Hip. Okay. So let's turn on music and let's add in that forward back step that I forgot. Okay, so nice and slow. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hip, drop, release. Hip, drop, release. Step, back, return. Hip, push. Step, front. Back, return, and hip push. Let's do it again. Hip, drop, forward, back, hip push. Again, hip, drop, forward, back, and push. One more time. Getting slower. Hip, drop. Okay, I don't know why my phone blacks out like that. It's like I'm using it. Why are you blacking out? Okay. Okay, so we have up until that point, and so we're here, and this leg is free, and I want to do a hip circle. So it's just gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we return. And then a shoulder shimmy. Okay, so we're coming back. We're doing our hip push, and then a big hip circle and shoulder shimmy, and then we go hip, drop, step forward, back, return, push, hip, drop, forward, step, back, return, hip push, big hip circle and shoulder shimmy. Okay, let's try that once with me talking you through it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hip, drop, release. Step forward, in place, back, in place. Hip push, hip, release, drop, release, step forward, in place, back, in place, side hip, push, big hip circle and shoulder shimmy. Okay, let's try it with the music. So if you're just joining, this is the, if you like this, it's Maqsoum Rhythm Low Speed Variation by Nesma, and the album is called Rhythms of Oriental Dance. You can find it on Spotify or purchase it on iTunes or Google Play. Okay, here we go. Nice and slow. Kind of. Okay, in our position, doing the hip drop release. 3, 2, 1. Step forward, back, hip push, hip drop release, step forward, back, and hip push to the side. Now big hip circle and shoulder shimmy. Again. Hip push to the side. Here we go. Hip, drop, forward, back. And big hip circle and shoulder shimmy. Okay, hopefully that was good. My phone again, why keeps blacking out? Okay, so that's the whole combination, and you can do this to any Maqsoum rhythm or any song that has the rhythm. You can also, adapt it to other music, or you can switch all the stuff around. If you're new to Egyptian dance, always keep in mind where your weight is on your feet, so that if you want to change it up, then as long as you know where your foot is, it's easy to change up those movements and stuff. So let's do it one more time, because obviously I'm going over 10 minutes, but I'm doing combination this time, not just dancing. Sorry, my kids are playing with trucks and stuff. So, okay, let's do this again. Okay, we can do it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hip, drop, forward. Ooh, I almost did the hip push. Hip, drop, forward, back. And big hip circle and shoulder shimmy again. Hip drop, release. Forward, back. Big hip circle and shoulder shimmy. Again. Forward step, back step, and hip push. Big hip circle and shoulder shimmy. Okay, so another point, as you can hear with this one, it gets kind of slow, and it gets kind of fast, and gets kind of slow. So that's when you really want to be listening and present with the music, so that you can slow your movements down, and that way it gives character to the combination itself. Okay, so let's do it one more time, and we're going to do 3 sets of this, and then we're going to finish. Okay. Oop. Phone blacked out. Here we go. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hip drop, release. Step back and hip push. Hip drop, release. Big hip circle and shoulder shimmy. Again. Front, back. Front, step, back, step, and push. Hip circle and shoulder shimmy. Last time. Front and back. Push. And big hip circle. And shoulder shimmy. Okay. Look at that. In 15, 16 minutes, you've learned a combination. You had hip drop, you got a step in there, and then you did hip push, you got hip circle, and then shoulder shimmy. So we got lots of technique in there. If you're a beginner, definitely check out my virtual studio. There's lots of different memberships at different prices, and I do go over the technique and I explain how I do them, and because everybody's different, everybody teaches technique differently. So yeah, that's it. And I also teach combos too. There is a Maqsoum combo that is available now for the Plumeria tier. Okay, and you can see that stuff at cold-fee.com/ArianaRocks. It's Ko-fi. ko-fi.com. You can go up here, click my name, and go into the bio, and that link will be there right at the top in my link tree.